Here we are inside the eldest Xplore 554. If firstly we move to the main control panel just here, we will flick the master switch and turn the 12 volt on. Once we turn the master switch on, we will get an indication of the condition of the leisure battery just up here. Above this we have lights, and that will basically turn off these top lights just here. All the rest of the lights are then individually turned on and off on their own switches. This one here, as it says, turns the awning light on and off, and the one above it is for the water pump. So water pump off, water pump on. Whenever the pump is running, so if we just move across to the sink and turn the tap on and then return back, the red light will come on, and then as soon as we turn the tap off again, the red light will go back off again to let you know the pump is no longer running. Beneath that we then have the Whale heating and hot water. Nice and easy to work out what is what, because we've got this one here which says water heater and this one here that says heating. You'll see currently both of them are off. If we start pressing the water heater button, you will see that it goes over a series of different icons until it eventually ends back it off again. So if we start with the first icon, a little wavy line there. So wavy lines represent main supply. So we're now running the boiler on mains electric using, I always round up to about 1 kilowatt. If we then press again, we have 2 wavy lines, so that's 2 kilowatts. So it's just dependent on the ampage of the site that you're on. If we don't have main supply, we can run on gas with a little picture of the flame. And then if I press again, we can also run in dual fuel. So if you have both power sources available to you and you want virtually near enough instant hot water, we can run in dual fuel and use the gas and the electric. So we've got gas and mains at 1 and gas and mains at 2. Whenever it's consuming gas, we'll get a little flame like that just appearing just there to let you know it's all lit and working as it should. Next, we drop to the heating, and the heating is very similar. You'll see again a series of icons until we eventually end back up at off. So again, 1 wavy line. This time though, it represents about 500 watts. 2 wavy lines represents about 1 kilowatt, and 3 wavy lines 2 kilowatts. Again, after that we have gas, and then your dual fuel mode again. We control the temperature on the plus and the minus. So if I turn it right the way up for the moment, the heating will come on, and again when we are consuming gas, little flame will appear here. If for any reason there's a problem with either the heating or the hot water, so it fails to light on gas due to there being air in the system, no gas available, etc., or if you're running it on mains and it loses main supply, if it's a problem with the boiler, a red exclamation mark will appear here, and if it's a problem with the heating, a red exclamation mark will appear here. When one appears, all you then need to do is literally press the plus button, and then a series of these little lights will appear to let you know what the problem is. So depending if you get 3, you look in the manual and it will tell you, I don't have mains, etc., stuff like that. Once you think you've rectified the problem, you will need to clear the error code down, and the way we do that is, if it's a water heater problem, we hold the button in here and then press the plus button at the same time, and that will then clear the error. And exactly the same for the heating, we hold and we press the plus and it will then reset. Beneath that is the fob point for the alarm. So the caravan is fitted with an alarm system, and the fob looks like this. It is basically arm and disarm on this large button here. So one beep armed, and then if we press it again, 2 beeps, disarmed. But if, say, we've armed it and the battery's run out and we can no longer disarm the alarm and it's going off, what we can do is get this little fob here and then pop it into here and it will turn the alarm off. If we now just slightly move around to this front locker, you will see in here we have the television aerial. So if we just undo this collar just here and then raise the mast up, we can then twist it around and get it into the position that we require. And then we just tighten the collar to lock it into place. Never over tighten these because they are plastic and can split. What we can also do is turn this tail and we can flip the aerial from horizontal to vertical if we need to do additional tuning. And then on the back wall here we have the digital amplifier for the television and the stereo as well. On and off just here, and then we control the actual boost of the box just in the middle there. Always make sure that your aerial mast is down for travel. The stereo just sits here, on and off on this one here that says SRC on it. So we have tuning just here. We have USB and auxiliary connections for iPhones and Android phones, etc. If we want to actually go into its menu, we just press the volume button in and we can then navigate by turning it and change bits and bobs just in here. To turn it back off again, just hold the SRC button in. If we then just go to the bench seat here and just go down here and flap this open, you will see we have the consumer unit just here. So we have all the individual MCBs just here, RCD and test button. So if something's not working on mains, this is just your first port of call to see whether or not you've tripped. And then we have the 12 volt fuses just here, and again they're all labelled up. If we now actually go underneath this bench seat, so if I just remove the cushions for a moment, you will then see the back of the consumer unit, so the battery charger is also located in here. And then you will see the control board for the motor mover. You'll see just here there is an R for reset, so if for any reason the motor mover does lose sync with the handset, what you can do is press this reset button here. These two lights will illuminate and then you turn on the handset and it will then reconnect back up again. First of all, do make sure before you do this that you've exhausted all other avenues. The main reason why the controller will not sync up with the box is that if you've turned the red isolator key on in the battery box, got distracted for a little while, it will time out and turn off, so you'll just need to turn the key off and turn it back on again. The other reason is that if the leisure battery is too low, so again just go and check the voltage on the control panel. And then the last reason is that the actual battery in the handset itself is too low. We also have in here the alarm, so that's just located here. And then we have the boiler just here and the space heater just here. Now we're in here. If you went on your whale control board, ever get the red exclamation mark and you've tried that reset by pressing either the heater or the hot water switch and then pressing the plus button and it clears but then re-errors again, what you can do is a hard reset. Just where my finger is here, there's a little red button. If you press this button a few times, it will then hard reset, and then, like I say, 9 times out of 10 will then solve the problem. And the boiler also has a red button as well, which is just located just beside this multi-plug just here, and again just press that and it will hopefully solve the problem. Whilst we're beside the boiler, I will show you how to drain the water out of it for winterization and travel. So the drain valve is just located here. With it being flapped over as it is at the moment, it's currently in the closed position, holding water into the boiler. To drain it, all you need to do is make sure the water pump is turned off and then flap it across like so, and it will then commence dropping all the water out of the boiler. As soon as we now close it back up again, as soon as we turn the water pump back on again, it will then commence filling the boiler back up again from the aqua roll outside. You'll also see in here a gas isolation tap just down there for the boiler itself. Usually wherever there's a gas appliance, you'll always find a gas isolation tap. Really, they can all stay in the on position. There's no need to be turning them on and off. They're more for maintenance. I always say, smell gas in the van, go to the source and turn the gas bottle off itself. Okay, we now slide the cushions back into place. There we go. And then next we have the Dometic fridge, on and off on this one here. We're currently using main supply on the little picture of the 2-pin plug. If we want to use gas, just press the flame. These particular units auto ignite themselves, so you don't need to do anything else. And then the last one is 12 volt maintain for when you're towing. If I press this one at the moment, it will beep at us and we will get a red flashing light just here because we're currently not hitched up to a tow vehicle. This is the noise it will also make if you've tried to light it on gas and it's failed. If you think the reason it's failed is due to a bit of air in the system, etc., you can press this button here and it will attempt to try again. It does tell you just here. Temperature control just here, and then just push down to open. Next we have the hob. So 3 gas rings, literally push in, twist, and then press the igniter just down here. Just put I can't do both with only one pair of hands, so let me just rest my camera for a second. There we go. There we are. And then beneath that we have the oven and grill. So push in to the left for the oven. And then if we then go the opposite way to the right, we have the grill. The microwave is plugged in just up here. Again, will only work on main supply. Do make sure that the plate is out for travel. It's a fairly standard microwave. You've got quick start just here, stop, etc. Just rotate to pick a time, and then you've got defrost, all the normal stuff. Above my head just here we have the OmniVent fan. To use this, rotate to put the roof vent up, middle button to turn it on, and then we have arrows out for extraction, arrows in for cooling. Variable fan speed just by pressing. and then slow it back down again by pressing the opposite, and then the blades will stop and then spin in the opposite direction and then draw air in. Do make sure that all roof vents are then closed for travel. Whilst we're looking up at the roof, you will see this little thing here. This is the PIR sensor for the alarm. It is a good idea to press the button every now and then, and the red light will flash for a few seconds just to let you know it's working. It's wireless and requires batteries. If we now lift the bed up, you'll see we have plenty of storage underneath here. As we now move to the washroom, we have the Thetford toilet just here. The bowl does move about. To open to the cassette, just slide the grey lever just here, and then to flush, just press the blue button. And to close back up again. Do make sure that you're closed before trying to remove the cassette, or it will not come out. Level indicator just here to let you know when the cassette actually needs emptying. We then have basin just here, and then the shower just here. Do make sure that the shower screen is clipped back for travel, and also that the washroom door itself is secured as well.